Learn Logic Pro is proud to present Logic Pro 9 at learnlogicpro.com. Welcome to learnlogicpro.com. We're looking at Logic Pro 9 today, and we're looking at one of the new functions, and it's called sound replacement or drum replacement. So what I've got here is I've got a basic arrangement with a drum loop, and this happens to be an Apple loop. But any drum loop will work. This works especially well if you are dealing with just a kick part. It would be better if it was just a kick part or just a snare part or something like that. So let's have a listen to see what it sounds like before I get started. Here we go. Now it's all the parts all together, which again isn't the greatest case scenario. It would be better if it was separate, but I'm going to give you an idea of how this works. So you select the part that you would like to drum replace or sound replace, and you click where it says track here. After you select track, we go on down to the drum replacement or doubling option, and what that essentially does is it slices these all up as individual hits. Now if this was just a kick part and we were replacing just the kick, obviously this would be ideal because here we have the option to replace the kick, snare, tom, or other kick, but here other sound, but here we've got kick. We can do a full replacement or doubling. It's great if you want to use this to double, have two sounds at once. You could do the same thing, but you could be triggering a sample. These samples are loading up in the ESX24. You'll notice there's an ESX24 here, and if you double click on the plugin, it shows the ESX24 user interface here, and it shows you that it's got the drums and percussion single drum kick sound. So this is where it's getting these samples from. So there's an option for you to possibly custom that and load in your own samples. Here you've got the relative threshold. This relative threshold defines the threshold for generating the transients, essentially. So these are the slices of the transients, and this is the dB range for those transients that are generated. Below here is a pre-listen. If you want to have a listen to this before you commit, you just hit pre-listen, and this is what it sounds like. Now obviously it's not great because it's replacing, it sounds like it's replacing the hi-hat with the kick, or it was doubling. So let's do a replace the hi-hat with the snare. Let's see what this sounds like. So it's essentially any sound that's inside that loop is now changed to a snare. Here you have trigger note, and you have a number of different notes that it can trigger, and you have a number of different samples here. So we're going to go down to like SD2 and have a listen. It's just a different sample. You have the timing offset here. This allows you to shift the position of trigger notes earlier with negative values. You move to the left, or positive, you move to the right. You should normally set to 0, which places the MIDI trigger notes exactly at the transient timing positions. This is just offsetting these transient positions. Sometimes you may want to adjust them on your own. If it's just not quite right, you can adjust those transient positions. Below there you have a set average attack time button. This allows you to set the average slicing position offset of all regions in the score audio track. So again, this is just slicing the average position of all the regions. Once you've decided that you like the sound replacement or the doubling or whatever, you click OK, and it essentially has the ESX24 here with the appropriate sound loaded in that has replaced the specific part. Now again, because I used an entire loop up here, it's not the best case scenario. Using just a kick or a snare or something, if you track some live drums, you want to do sound replacement, same kind of thing. But let's have a listen and see what it came out like. Essentially replaced all the parts with a snare. Everything that it heard in here, except for a kick. Sounds like a kick actually sneaked through, which is fine. But that's essentially what we have, and then it mutes the one above. You can adjust the volume here just like you normally would an ES624 sample. And you can also apply plugins if you want to enhance it with some digital signal processing. You can do that as well. So that's basic sound replacement or doubling in Logic Pro 9 at LearnLogicPro.com. Thanks for tuning in. Check out all our videos at www.learnlogicpro.com. And please tune in at YouTube/LearnLogicPro.com for new videos. Learn Logic Pro is proud to present Logic Pro 9 at LearnLogicPro.com.